Well, to say I'm heartbroken is just an understatement. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media, and today we are going to be recapping tonight's second game in the National League Division Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, as the Phillies lose 5-4 to the Braves, a crushing defeat for this Phillies team. I mean, you could have gone back to Philadelphia up 2-0. You had a 4-0 lead. Trey Turner, I mean, a great double play in game one. Treacherous defense here, making two errors. The first one didn't really mean anything, of course, there in the second inning, but the second one was just a backbreaker. I mean, this game was heart-wrenching. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on notification bell, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Oh my gosh, it's painful. It's just so painful. We have to keep this in perspective. Yes, it's just sports, and it's, sports are not bigger than life, but it's terrible. You sit down and watch a game all night, and you get drawn in emotionally, and it's terrible. I mean, it's just so heartbreaking so heart-wrenching to watch this team. It's just like, oh my gosh, you could have gone back to Philadelphia up 2-0. 2-0. You had a 4-0 lead, and you could have done way more. The amount of runners we left on base all night long. I mean, you could have done so much more. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that ball Nick Castellanos hit, I would have rather just had us go down quietly 1-2-3 in the top of the ninth inning. I mean, that would get in too. It just was so dramatic. If you're an overall sports fan watching this and you don't have a horse in the race, and this was one heck of a game to watch, but if you're on the Phillies side, this is terrible. This is a nightmare. As Ricky Patanko said after the game, I mean, the inning of hell. I mean, this was just terrible. Just so heart-wrenching, and it just was not fun to watch at all. It was not. Again, I would have just had us rather lose 5-0 tonight. I mean, just having that lead, and it wasn't an 8-0 lead, but having a lead and then giving it up. I mean, Rob Thompson, a guy that has a tendency to pull his pitcher way too early, did the opposite tonight. I think he left Wheeler in a little bit too long. I mean, you want to rest him up, but the good thing is I think we're still in a better position than the Braves are. They're going to be. Max Fried was not good tonight by any means at all. And the Phillies have proved that they can beat Spencer Strider. So even if we do see him again, I'm not too worried about it. But I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you could have gone back to Philadelphia. That's something that's got to be on your mind. It's something that's got to be on your mind. You could have gone back up 2-0. And guess what? Now the series is tied. And it would have been pretty much over if you would have went back 2-0. It would have, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm on here whining about it and sing the blues, but it's a fact. You can't deny, if you're a Phillies fan or even let alone a Braves fan, that you can't deny that at least one time throughout the night that the thought didn't cross your mind that, hey, we could be going back to Philadelphia up 2-0. I mean, the thought had to cross your mind because we were close to doing it. We were very close to doing it. So sloppy defense, I mean, missed opportunities, so many runners left on base. It's atrocious. How many runners we continue to leave on base. It is terrible, and I wish that this video could have been more positive. But it's hard to be positive after such a heartbreaking loss. I mean, this is just... I just threw my phone across the room, man. They've had a history of blowing games and, kind of giving us false hope. I really thought that things had changed, and I really thought that we were going to hold on here. I mean, this is just heartbreaking. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the first inning, Alec Boehm singles on a line drive to center field. A great start as Trey Turner crosses the plate. Phillies now lead 1-0. I mean, this was a hot start for the Phils, and Alec Boehm, who did nothing in game one, coming out swinging in game two, and that was huge. And then at the top of the third, JT Real Muto goes the other way to right center. I mean, that was an absolute bomb. The Phillies go up 3-0. Second home run here in the postseason after hitting a rocket against the Miami Marlins. So 3-0 Phillies. I mean, this was the Braves fans were silent. Nobody was talking. Truist Park was silent. Nothing. Nobody was talking. It was like the stadium was empty. It silenced the crowd. I loved it. I really thought that this was going to be a momentum shifter for the Phils. I thought we were going to be able to build off of this. We're coming off of a strong 3-0 victory in game one. We had got the day off yesterday, and now we're already up 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. Then we pick it up here in the top of the fifth. Some sloppy defense from Travis d'Arnaud behind home plate. And of course, unfortunately, he later make up for it as Bryson Stott hits a sacrifice fly to center field, and Nick Castellanos comes around and scores. I wouldn't say it was a close play, home play, but it definitely was a little bit, hope he makes it. And the Phillies now lead 4-0, 4-0. Zach Wheeler is cruising. No hitter through 5. It was just like, you thought it was pretty much over. I'm not going to say you thought it was over. You thought it was pretty much over. You thought, we have a really good chance of winning this game, right? The odds were totally in our favor right here. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was over. I said, you know what? I really like the way things are going. We had a great, strong start in Game 1. I didn't think it was going to be a shutout, but I thought it was over. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trey Turner, clean up the defense. This is bad. We saw it all regular season long. Of course, I wasn't here to talk about it. Of course, I still followed this team a lot during my absence of 6 months. I still watched it day in and day out. I still followed it day in and day out. And you saw it all season long. Trey Turner's defense was not up to Trey Turner's standards. In years past, his defense was really not that great this year, ladies and gentlemen. He made a ton of errors at shortstop. He was a very sloppy defender, and it reared its ugly head in this game. Another error from Trey Turner was Ozzie Albies singles on a line drive to right field. Ronald Acuna Jr. comes around and scores. And it was like when he bobbled the ball, too, from the throw in from right field. It almost was like he just walked nonchalant towards the baseball. He didn't hustle. He's like, oh, well, I'll go get it, here we go. It's like, get over there, man. You just bobbled the ball. I understand maybe he didn't know where it was, but almost like he just walks nonchalant over to the baseball. Like, hurry up, run over there and get it. He didn't really show a whole lot of effort there. That also bothered me. Come on, man. This isn't spring training here. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Travis d'Arnaud, after making that throwing error there in the top of the 5th inning, unfortunately makes up for it as he homers on a fly ball to left field. 2-run shot. Also scores Matt Olson. And it's now a 4-3 ball game. So the Braves, they're back in the game. I went to go take a quick shower real quick, and, I was watching the game like, I think this, even if it was 4-1 and Trey Turner made error, I'm like, I still think we win this game. I was literally in there for like 3 minutes, and, just like that, now it's a 4-3 ball game. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. The fact that, it just like that, man. Just in a couple innings, they're right back in the ball game. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, Jose Alvarado gets the first out in the bottom of the 8th. And then we hit Ronald Acuna Jr. in the first pitch. Jeff Hoffman comes in and he hits Ronald Acuna Jr. on the elbow guard. And of course, Ronald Acuna Jr. is a threat on the base paths, right? He's probably going to win the NL MVP. I do believe that his teammate Matt Olson is also in the running, but he's not going to win. It's going to be Ronald Acuna Jr. And a runner at third with Ronald Acuna Jr. at third, 2 outs. And Austin Riley, it's a battle. He's battling in the AB, and then Jeff Hoffman, he just left that hanging over the middle part of the plate. That was just like, here you go. It was on like a silver platter delivered, and he took full advantage of that. That ball was smoked. Knew it right off the bat. I just couldn't believe it. It's heartbreaking, especially when you lose the series. We're going to continue to look back on this all winter and be like, well, remember in Game 2 when we had a 4-0 lead, we missed so many opportunities. Trey Turner's defense came back to haunt us. We could have went back to Philadelphia 2-0. Again, this series is not over. We're not down 2-0. We're not down 1-2. But still. Come on. It could have been a heck of a lot better here. The series pretty much would have been over. We talked about it yesterday in recapping Game 1 about how usually the team that goes up 2-0, it's pretty much a lock, exception of a few instances over the past few postseasons. It's very, very rare. It happens occasionally where the other team comes back and wins 3 in a row, but it doesn't happen a whole lot. It's very, very unusual. You had this in the bag and you let it slip away. And again, the top of it, I think, was heart-wrenching. Nick Castellanos going deep to right center field, and that was one heck of a catch from Michael Harris. The second, I was so frustrated. I have not been this frustrated about a loss in a long time. I was really, really frustrated, and I wanted to come on here and scream my head off, but hey, this team, still won 90 games. We're in the playoffs, and it's my second video back in a while. I don't want to be, doing that kind of stuff this early. And congratulations to David Sports Lab, the ATL. That was one heck of a game. I'm sure he's happy that his Braves are back in the series now. But yeah, I just can't believe this, man. Just missed opportunities, so many runners left on base, and now that's what really bothered me the most. Just the amount of runners we left on. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's treacherous. It really is treacherous. Bryce Harper getting picked off. They made a big deal out of that. I mean, what do we really have to lose? We would have probably lost the game anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, that was a remarkable catch. Michael Harris the second. He thought he wasn't going to catch it. I'm not really as mad about Bryce Harper getting picked off first base. I mean, it's just, you could call it sloppy base running. Yeah, I guess in a way it is. But, I mean, what did he really have to lose there? I mean, that ball, the chances of that ball being caught were very, very slim. I mean, the game would have been tied. And who knows, we probably would have lost it anyway, just because we're just not good on, the away team and extra innings definitely does not have the advantage. That is for sure, especially with the runner on second base and everything. But who knows? Anything could have happened. So, there's so many things. Again, it just would have been better if we would have lost 5-0, and let alone it would have just been better in that night that he just would have went down 1-2-3. I mean, it was so dramatic and just, it wheeled you in. This was an emotionally tough game to watch if you're a Phillies fan. I mean, this was brutal. I have to give credit to the Atlanta Braves. I mean, it pains me to say it because I just can't stand them. I want to see them lose so badly. But they came back and they beat us up, man. I mean, it wasn't like an 8-0 win for them, but I mean, they came back and kicked us in the stomach, man. I mean, this was just wow. I mean, this is bad. I mean, I hope this isn't a momentum shifter for them. I mean, it is a day off, so hopefully that helps. Calm them down a little bit. This happened last year, right? It came back and won game 2. Not like this. And then they ended up losing 2 straight in Philadelphia. So hopefully that happens again. We got Aaron Nola on Wednesday. I mean, who knows? I mean, he was great last time out against the Marlins, and hopefully we get that again. But he's a wild card, man. I mean, he's very hot and cold. So hopefully he could do his job. But Zach Wheeler, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. I still think he was left in a little bit too long, though, man. But Jose Alvarado, I mean, a great 3 outs there, striking out 2. And Jeff Hoffman, I mean, that was just pathetic. I mean, that pitch to Austin Riley, I mean, worst case, walk him. And I understand maybe you don't want to face Matt Olson, because he, hit 54 home runs. But, I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, that pitch, I mean, he obviously missed his location big time, but, I mean, that was just a no-doubter. So, heartbreaking. I keep saying the same words. Terrible, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. I mean, any word you want to call it to sum this up, I mean, this is just painful. So painful, and it's so hard to watch. So, we do get an off day tomorrow, which is nice, and we come back on October 11th at 5:07, a pretty early start for us, and hopefully the video will be out pretty early since it's going to be an early start. So Aaron Nola, 1-0 again, 1-0 this postseason. He had a great start against Miami. Great. So hopefully we get to see that again. The Braves are unannounced as of now, and that's what gives me hope. Because we've already faced our 2 best pitchers. I mean, Max Fried. I mean, he was so rusty tonight, and you couldn't take advantage of it. You lost. You didn't win. You lost. Of course, we still beat him up a little bit, but I mean, I hate games like this. We're up, and then we ended up collapsing and blowing it, and it's terrible. It's so hard to watch. It's just so hard to watch. So, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, I'd like to congratulate Sports Live and the ATL on the win tonight. I'm sure he'll be popping in the comment section. But I mean, I want to see his team lose as he wants to see my team lose, so guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media, link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove, Instagram. So I will see you all Wednesday night. Again, we do get an off day tomorrow. So I'm Luke and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies, bounce back. I mean, this is bad. I'll see you guys.